So this is a dear friend's horse, childhood horse, who's about 75 years old. Okay. And the music actually still works. Can you believe that? And, the horse and the rider. Okay. And yeah, it all comes back to childhood and what we bonded to in childhood. And I bonded to carbs and foods that were okay when I was a child. But now I am an adult and I need to have discernment. So like a noise you can't shut off, the carbs, keep calling to me and keep calling to me, but I have to work with my mind about this. Yes, carbs worked when I was a little child. There was no consequences for me having donuts and popsicles and all these things, but now I'm an adult. And, we always knew this. Hansel and Gretel, the witch didn't lure the kids in with butter and brisket and bacon and fat, a roast chicken. No, she lured in the kids with cookies and cakes, right? Pinocchio, right? We know Pinocchio. They went to the island, they were eating all kinds of candies. They all turned into donkeys. So this is a horse, but we know there's a danger in these sugars. We know this, but it's been blotted out. This ancestral wisdom has been blotted out over generations. So I was also thinking, it's like there's a path that has always been there. My great-grandparents knew that path, and it was basically, if you don't respect the food does not respect you, And when my friend lived, in the 1940s, when he was a child, they respected food, and food was real. They didn't have processed food. Food was part of a community, You had a milkman, you had, local produce, you had a local butcher, you had local grocers. My great-grandfather was part of that food environment. He was a local grocer for 50 years, and he did the experiment. He did the best experiment. He had a high school education, but he saw people, what they ate, and how they looked over 50 years. I'm a doctor, I'm an MD, I have a master's of public health and an MD from great, Ohio State and Medical College of Wisconsin, wonderful schools. But compared to my great-grandfather, really, these are degrees, because people, your great-grandparents did, they knew how to eat. They had done science beyond anything we can do in medicine today. Look at a 50-year observational study of exactly what people ate, not what they said they ate, but exactly what they ate and exactly what they look like. And my great-grandfather said, if you eat too much bread and potatoes, you'll get fat and sick, and grease is goodness. And that was in my mind as a child. And there was like a war, because the war was low fat was supposed to save us all, right? And I'm women in the 70s embraced the low fat movement. They got SnackWells. They got, low fat everything. And we've only gotten sicker and fatter. My great-grandfather wasn't psychic, but it wasn't his first rodeo. He'd seen people for 50 years. He saw people in the Depression who probably bought margarine, potatoes, and bread because they couldn't afford meat and butter, get fat and sick. So let's take the good from the past. Let's take the good from the present. I'm so blessed to be able to talk with you like this. And old is gold. Again, go back to some of your food traditions. Look at pictures of your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents or people in the 40s and 50s. I'm not saying take everything from that time, but there was a lot of good there, and celebrate the good that's in your food environment. And basically, there's no secret. I was thinking about that too. I'm Dr. Sarita, and I'm not, I had a client say to me, I don't want some new fad thing. I want something that freaking works. And I think it was always there, but now it's like a path, that had been overgrown with weeds. But now I feel like with the works of Jason Fung, Pradeep Jamnadas, Eric Berg, and Jerry Wise, I've been able to cut away the weeds and see the path. And then I can go on with my horse on the path. And I hope you'll join me on this journey and share, comment, like, subscribe. And again, this is Dr. Sarita. I'm a cactus living in a rainforest. There's nothing wrong with you. It's what's wrong, what we've been through. We've been through a massive gaslight around the food pyramid, but we can reclaim our health. Take care of yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Talk soon. Bye-bye.